Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is it.
This is Stuff Like Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
I am Sam Nifty Delaney, so what?
Welcome along. It's the Monday morning episode, but if you're an IFS subscriber, you'll get it on Sunday evening. First of all, apologies for not putting out an episode on Friday. That was down to me. I've had man flu, could call it that, I guess, for about 5 days now. I'm still not all that well. I might cough quite a lot through this episode, Sam. I'll try and mute the coughs if I can feel them coming. So I've just felt like shit, basically, for about the last 5 days.
Oh, that's horrible, mate. What a horrible situation to be in.
It's been really bad, especially what with there being a really exciting snooker tournament on telly throughout.
Were you
most of
able
the
to
time.
watch it, or was you so
able
bad
to
that you
just
couldn't?
remain horizontal and just watch snooker,
Like,
and
okay.
imbibe hot fluids and take tablets and stuff like that, and it's been quite the ordeal. But you know,
Have your kids brought you anything that brought you hot fluids at all, or have they
nothing.
neglected you completely?
My daughter's away at university.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
of course,
I don't think she knows that I'm ill. As long as the money keeps getting sent across, there's not a problem. My son, he's not really done anything for us at all. But
Right.
there you go. I raised them that way, so only got myself to blame, haven't I?
Yeah, mine would be the same. Mine lose interest as soon as I'm incapacitated.
Yeah.
And can't do them any kind of favours that involve me being active. They just say, oh, okay.
They just regard you as dead.
Yeah,
and then
just
move
dead.
on
You're
to
just
another.
dead. Oh, my dad, he's temporarily dead at the moment.
It's like a parasite that moves on to another horse when it's finished
Yeah.
feeding on the initial one. Yeah.
Very much
kind
so.
of like that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are very
Yeah.
parasitic, I guess. No, I wanted to try and get back into the pod seat as quickly as possible because I need to know more about you getting your tooth removed the other day.
Oh, God, that
I
seems so
assume it
long
was
ago
eventful.
now. That seems so long ago now. But, yeah, it went as expected. I went to the dentist on the Tuesday and they're like, I was just straight away in there like, yeah, this tooth wants coming out. And they said, oh, and they looked at it and they said, well, all that chipped off it. Because I said, half it's come out already. And they said, oh, no, that was just like a crown came out. We could do the crown again. I went, don't bother. Get it out
Check
now.
it out.
Don't delay the inevitable any longer because it had been a problem too for us. And that fucking
Fuck your
tooth
crown.
it's been a problem fucking tooth for a while. I know what you'll do. You'll say you've got to do root canal first, then a crown.
Yeah.
And I think at this stage, I think about whatever they say to me about my teeth. I ask only in terms of cost, nothing else. And they go, well, you could do this. And long term, I go, look, just tell me. Don't even tell me the name of the procedure. Tell me a list of prices.
Just
and
numbers.
I will choose the cheapest one. And I've got to the stage where I know that tooth removal, while not cheap, is certainly less. Because the thing is, think of it this way. As a long-term investment, getting your tooth removed is brilliant. Because once it's gone, it can't cost you any more money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Because if not, they're like, if each tooth to a dentist represents like a lifetime amount of cash, right?
Profit.
So if you've got a tooth that's playing up, they go, great. What we'll do is we'll give you root canal. You'll have to come and get it looked
Place your
at and get your
crown.
gums sorted like every 3 months. That's more money, more money, more money. So they're absolutely gutted when I go, get it out. They go, we can't just get it out. Get it out.
Get it out.
Well,
I don't need
okay,
teeth.
fine. They're fine. Well, you'll have to get an implant. You must be joking. I'm not getting an implant. Get it out and leave it out. I don't want a tooth back there. Why not? I said, because I learned that teeth, overall, are more trouble than they're worth.
They're overrated.
They're
I mean,
overrated. Your back teeth, they're pointless. Get them out and leave them out as far as I'm concerned. Because they're just non-stop trouble and non-stop fucking money.
People just used to get them all took out and just get dentures instead.
Yeah.
Didn't they? Do you remember
Okay,
that?
I don't
Bring
give
that
a
back.
fuck at this stage. And the dentist is like, oh, mate, you can't do that. I
Gone
go,
quiet
listen,
on
mate,
that, haven't they?
they're my fucking teeth and I'll do what I want with them. Now, are you going to get it out or am I going to go and get someone else to get it out? Or am I going to have to get it out myself?
Or am I going to have to grab one of them fucking utensils out of your
I'll
hand
do it
and
myself right in front of
on
your
the
fucking
floor?
eyes. First of all,
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up that syringe you got there. I'm assuming there's local anaesthetic in it. bang, that's going in. Right, now give me them pliers. Bang, that's coming out. And I will only pay you for the temporary use of your utensils. That's all I'm prepared to pay for.
Yeah. You know what's a
no
shame?
labour, just parts.
You know what's a shame? We've all seen them photographs of children's skulls where the...
Oh, yeah, we're always looking at photographs of children's skulls.
Where the baby teeth are in the mouth, but underneath the baby teeth are the adult teeth waiting to come through.
Yeah, terrifying.
What should happen is, when you're an adult and you do lose a tooth, then another tooth should always be underneath.
It should be constantly regenerating like fucking Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And each time the teeth are different. Oh, I've got some really nice pearly whites now. And then you get Shane McGowan's, and then they come out, and then you get your Esther Ransons, and so on and so forth. You never know. It's always a surprise to you. Sometimes a gold one might come through, something that I've always wished for. Yeah. Oh, I've got a gold one at the front, Mum. Fucking dynamite, that is.
Yeah.
I look like fucking Mark Morrison now.
Oh, I've got some kind of fucking fang. What's that about? Right in the middle.
I said to this dentist, they said, all right, come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow and you can have it out then. I said, I will. So I came back next day at the end of play, and they basically got me on there, and he said, this should be easy. And I thought, that's what you said last time. You don't remember. I said, do you remember me? And he was like, he's not very talkative. He was like, I said, you don't remember me? Last summer I came and you took tooth out on the other side. Said that'd be easy. We were there all day. And he went, ha, 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 ha. He was Polish. I checked on that. I went, you Polish, are you? And he looked funny about that. I wasn't being racist. I just wanted to know. It's because the woman who runs the dentist, she's become a mate over the years, right?
Right.
And she's Polish, right? And I just wanted to, I don't know, I like to know where I stand. I'm just being friendly. I said, are you Polish? And he said, yes, I'm Polish. And then he went and stuck a big syringe in my gum. And after that, I was all right. But it fucking took him ages. He practically had his knee on my fucking chest trying to yank this tooth out. And the same thing always happens is they yank it out.
Shit.
Right? And you can feel them, even though you're numbed up, you can feel the movement of they kind of like jemmy it. Do you know what I mean? Jemmy, pull. But the thing is, when they pull it, it's not a clean pull. There's little bits of tooth left. It kind of snaps as they pull it out. Ooh. And there was 2 roots, and he's like blaming me. You have very long roots. They're left in gum. And I'm like, yeah, well, sorry about that, mate, but you're the dentist, so fucking get them out, because I'm paying top dollar for this procedure.
I don't pay you to take just bits of them out.
And I don't pay you to fucking bitch about the length of my roots either, right? Who's the racist now? That's just the same as criticising my fucking skin colour, because that is something I'm born with that I can't help, and that you are belittling. You're othering me. You are othering me because of my long roots. I can't help my long roots. It's in my Irish blood, right? And one side he fucking got out after ages using tiny tweezers. Then the other side, he said in the end, he just gave up, mate. We'd been there 2 hours. What? And I could he asked someone what time it was and what time, I don't know, I think he had a fucking appointment to get to, or a bus to catch. He goes, look, I'll just stitch you up now. It gets to the point where we'll do more damage trying to get it out than just leave it in there. And he claimed that the little bit of root on one side had got inside my sinus. What? And that if he dug too deep, he would damage my sinus, and then that would be a whole different set of fucking operations. And I was like, by that stage, to be quite frank with you, Andy,
bullshit.
I was absolutely bored. I could tell he was bored / frustrated, and I just wanted to get home. It was like 6:30, and I went, do you know what? Fine, stitch it up. What's the worst that can happen? He goes, the worst that happens is there's a little bit of bone in there, it gets infected. I went, well, fine, I'll come back if it does. So then as we left, I could tell they were all shitting themselves a bit. So I went to my mate, the gaffer there, and I've gone, do you hear what happened? And she's gone, oh, no. And I went, he's left a bit in there. And she was like,
it's nearly sinus, apparently.
They started having a fucking confab in Polish, a panicked confab about that. I went, don't worry about it, I'm going home. Right, what's the damage? Fucking, I'm not even going to tell you how much it costs. I'm embarrassed, right? So, but then they go, right, okay, here's a prescription. they go, we're going to give you 2 different painkillers. One's Cocodamol, right? We all know that. Anyone who's ever had something done to them gets that prescribed.
Yeah, standard.
And the other one, they said, was next level above that if the pain became really excruciating. I don't even know what that's called, but with my history, I think it's best I steer clear of it, right? And
Can I have it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. And then they go, right, also, we'll give you some antibiotics because if you feel that it's infected, if you start getting other symptoms like a fever or something, just get on the antibiotics straight away, right? But don't take it unless you feel those symptoms. I said, all right. And they go, oh, what are you allergic to? I said, penicillin. And then they go, as if like they offered me for that as well. More racism. They've gone, well, hang on a minute. That's the main one we were going to give you. And I've gone, listen, there's fucking loads of antibiotics. Just give me another one. So they go, all right. They have a conversation. In the end, they write me a prescription for another one. I have to run across the street to the chemist before it shuts, right? Because they were saying to me, when that local anaesthetic wears off, you're going to be in extreme pain. So I was shitting myself. So I get across there just in time, get the 2 painkillers, and then the chemist goes, it was quite nice of them, and an example of what some pharmacists can be kind. They've shouted from behind they're in the hatch, aren't they? The actual one who does the stuff.
Yeah, be careful. Choose your words carefully.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But the one from behind the hatch shouted, she was nice. She goes, excuse me, are you Mr. Delaney? I go, yeah. She goes, you know this antibiotics you want us to give you? I went, yeah, it's on the prescription, yeah. I don't want you to give it. The dentist has decided. Yeah. They go, you know it's 40 quid. I went, what? Do you know the painkillers had already cost me 30 quid, 15 quid each, right? Mm-hmm. I said, 40 quid? They go, yeah. And I said, that's ridiculous. I don't even have to take them. They're saying just in case. And they're going, well, if you do get a fever or something, you'll want to take them quick, right? And this dentist of mine's in Fulham. It's about 15, 20 minutes from my house. And I've gone, well, to be honest, I said, fuck it. I'll leave the prescription here. And if I get into a fucking bit of bother, I'll come back because I'll be fucked. Having just blown all that money on them ripping my fucking teeth out, if I'm coming back here to spend 70 quid, 40 of which is on drugs that I may never need. And a fucking good job too, because the local anaesthetic did wear off and I haven't felt any pain at all.
Really?
Even the painkillers were a waste of money, which I'm pissed off about.
Fucking hell. I want to quiz you on or flag up is this thing about your tooth root being near your sinus. That's bullshit, isn't it? That
sounds like bullshit, yeah.
Sinuses, right. Your sinuses, they're not between your fucking eyes or something.
Well, we all know his sinuses because, of course, Alan Hansen's grew on the outside of his forehead.
Yeah.
Didn't it? And that's how you know where it is. Just watch any old episode of Match of the Day on YouTube and you'll see Alan Hansen had an outie.
An outie, like an innie, like a belly button. Yeah. So protruding sinus.
Yeah, so that was that.
It was. I think the proper medical term is a proud sinus.
Proud sinus.
It was proud.
I had a mate, Matt, when we were growing
shy
up,
sinuses,
and he had an angry vein, and it was in the same position more or less as the Hansen sinus, right?
Really?
And we'd and you just sit around winding each other up the whole time. And he thought he was a bit of a cool customer and a bit of a hard man too. And so he would try to pretend that he couldn't be ruffled, right? But he had a tell, and the tell was his angry vein. If we'd got to him, like when you were all taking the piss, you got to him, he'd go, I'm not bothered, whatever, I'm sure you think you're funny.
Yeah.
I'm really not bothered. If you're winding him up about a girl or something,
wild,
and we'd
throb.
We'd be like, mate, we can see your angry vein throbbing. Yeah, fuck off. That'd be once you said you could see it, then he really would snap. Because he had nothing left to lose at that point. Yeah, Matt's angry vein was legendary.
A proud vein.
Jalapeño.
Here's a brief but annoying message to let you know that you wouldn't be hearing this brief but annoying message if you were a subscriber to our Iron Filing Society Patreon offering.
For the price of a pint and a St. Clement's each month, you can get up to 4 episodes a week, 9 months before the rest of the world gets them. Early access to regular episodes, lots of other marvellous benefits, and there's absolutely no adverts or brief but annoying messages like this that will get right on your ticks.
Find out more and subscribe now at tftimemachine.com/ironfilings.
Jalapeño. Jalapeño.
Talking about moaning about the cost of things, which of course is one of the classic dad conversation topics when dads get together, isn't it?
It's a British pastime now for all of us, I think.
For all of us. I mean, it's
Cost of living
unbelievable.
crisis and everything.
It is unbelievable how much everything costs. It's unreal. It's
having said
effectively
that,
halved the value of whatever it is we earn.
Having said that, the IFS subscription prices have not raised at all since we introduced them.
Good point.
It's been
They're
an inflation.
They're immune to inflation. They're inflation busting prices.
So if that's not a reason for you to sign up, I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
is.
mean, in that sense,
Treat
we've had a
yourself
double.
Christmas.
You and I have had a double pay cut because all the prices have gone up, and our wages have stayed the same.
Yeah,
And our wages have pod, right?
yeah.
And
Fucking hell.
and so
Fucking
we've
cheek, isn't it?
we've it's unbelievable. But we're not going to put them up. Not anytime soon, anyway. But just think on. We've had a couple of people. You probably don't want me to go into this. But you occasionally get the odd person going, "I don't like the adverts on your podcast," and you feel like going, "Yeah, well, that's why we've got a subscription thing." In an
don't have
ideal
to
world,
adverts.
we wouldn't have any adverts on any podcast ever because they'd all be on Patreon exclusively, and all you have to pay is a few quid a
Advert
week,
free.
and there's no ads, right? But as long as people aren't doing it. Anyway, look, I won't moan on about that. We're grateful to everyone who already subscribes, and if you can't, you can't. Times are tough. But what I was going to say was we were sitting around me and my mate were sitting around the pub, and the topic of moaning this particular day was the cost of Christmas trees, right? Which are absolutely sensationally fucking...
Are we
they've
talking
always been
about
obscene.
natural Christmas trees? Are
Natural Christmas trees. So
Right.
he's moaning to me about his trip to get a fucking, whatever it was, £65 Christmas tree. Or he sent his wife and his dad, right? And he'd given them a strict budget of 45 quid. But they've come back with a 60.
budget.
They've come back with a 65 quidder.
If you come
right?
back with anything more than 45, it's going back.
Yeah. And they've come back with a 65 quidder. He said, I knew. I walked in the front door as soon as I set eyes on it. I've gone, that's no 45 quidder.
It's a 65.
That's 60 upwards, right? And I was right. So he's fuming. I was going, well, we've got to do it next weekend. I'm fucking sick of it. I said, you get them. We get them earlier and earlier each year. By the time you get to Christmas Day, the cunt's already fucking wilting anyway, right? And looks like shit. They're all wonky, right? They don't even look good. You spend all this money. The cat and the dog will just absolutely fucking shit can it, like from day one. Every day we'll be redoing it, right? So I've said, do you know what? Fuck it. This year is the year that I'm going to get a fucking fake tree. Every year I've wanted to do it, and all I hear from my wife and kids is, but it's tradition. Oh, that's tacky. I said, if it's so tacky, how come John Lewis has fucking got about 20 in their range, right? Can't be that tacky if John Lewis are knocking them out.
I've got a fake tree every year.
Yeah, right. So I've gone.
Is your family brandishing me as tacky? Is that what's happening?
Well, that's how they've been raised. They've been raised by their mother, not me. Well, maybe by me, because I've always fucking brought a normal tree, right? But I've said, and to be fair, even my mum used to go, oh, no, you can't get a plastic tree. But I think they were caught in the past, because you used to see the plastic trees in Argos. And they were like,
terrible.
They were
Plastic
shit,
trees in the
right? They
past.
were really shit. And I just think that when we were kids, my mum would always get a real tree, and she would say, I don't like plastic trees. They look cheap and tacky, right? But they did. And I'm like, actually, it's moved on a lot since then, right? And I think there's something actually slightly vulgar about buying these real trees every year. People go and buy them in their fucking thousands. We buy them. They live in our house for 3 weeks. They look shit, right? Because they're never symmetrical or anything. They don't even smell anymore. At least that's what I reckon. They used to smell of Christmas. Now they don't. I don't know why, right? There's a new breed
I've never
of
had
them.
one for years and years and years. I don't know.
And they're fucked by Christmas Day, and then you chuck them all out. It can't be good for the planet, right?
Doesn't feel like it, does it?
So my mate's going, I wish I'd done it. And I could tell that because he was so pissed off about his, he was invested in getting me to not make the same mistake. And he wouldn't stop going on. I was going, just get it. He's going, what you've got to do is, He went, just get it and don't tell them you're getting it. He goes, and then when it turns up and you assemble it, it will look so fucking good, much better than they imagine. Because my wife's thinking about those ones from Argos in the 80s that are threadbare and bright green with no lights on, right?
They used to just have like 10 branches, 5 on each side, sticking out at angles.
Exactly. And so I said, he said, once they see it, they'll be fucking knocked out. It's much better. It looks so much better and more Christmassy than the real one. He said, plus, even if you spend £100, he goes, in 2 years, you're up on the deal, right? It'll last through. It's just one less expense every Christmas.
Yeah.
So I've gone, right, I'm going to do it. Me went, do not tell them. That's the key thing. Do not tell them. So I've gone home and I've built myself all up because he's cheated me up. You're like, mate, just do it. You know, when someone's trying to tell you, just make a decision for yourself for once. Yeah? You don't always have to kowtow to your wife and children. I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do something that I know is right. I've got home on Friday. This is over lunch with my mate. I got home on Friday and I fucking bottled it, haven't I? I've gone, here, I've shat myself. I'm just about to order it behind their back, right? £100. And I've gone, kids, what do you think about getting a fake tree this year? That's not tradition. We all go out and buy a tree together. It's part of it every year, you absolute fucking cunt. You selfish, lazy, fucking cunt excuse for a shit dad. Right?
Go and live in your fucking shed in the garden where you do your fucking podcasts.
You fucking loser. Right. So I'm like, oh no.
So no then.
All right, forget about it. But I've seen my mate again today, right, at the pub. And he's gone, you get that tree? And I go, oh, I bottled it, mate. I fucking asked them, didn't I? And they all shouted down. He went, well, that's... You knew they'd do that, so you more or less decided you didn't want to get it. You didn't have the guts and you lost your bottle. And I was gone, yeah, basically, yeah. And he went, well, it's absolutely stupid. And then he started bombarding me with links, right, to a website. He was invested in it.
A specialist website.
There's a website
with trees on.
Yeah, because obviously I was looking at John Lewis and they're very expensive. And there's another website that is just knocking them out to everyone in the country.
Right.
Amazing prices. I'll give it a plug. It's called We Are Christmas, right?
We Are Christmas.
We Are Christmas. And the prices were lower, but the quality seemed as high as John Lewis, right? So I've just been in the pub with him and he G'd me out and he wound me up so much about how I'd bottled it with my family that he's gone, buy one anyway. He went and assemble it while they're all out in the Vita modular. He goes, get the 24-hour delivery, like next working day delivery. Get it when they're out, right? Because I know that my missus will be out and they'll be at school. Assemble it. He goes, but assemble it in the Vita modular, right?
Yeah.
Switch it on. Then when they get home, it'll be dark by the time I get them from school. Have the lights off in the Vita modular, but the Christmas lights on the tree on. He went, and when they say, what's that? Just go, it's just something I got for the Vita modular for Christmas. And they'll go, well, it looks amazing. I go, oh yeah, but you won't like it. It's one of them fake trees. It's one of them fake trees. I knew you wouldn't like it, but I got a deal on it, so I thought I'd just make the Vita modular look a bit Christmassy. And I go, but it's so nice, Dad. Can't we have it in the house? Oh, I thought you didn't like plastic trees. I thought you thought, what was it again? They're attacking. No, it looks magical, Dad. Please let it in. He went, and then you've won. And then he said to me, because these people, and by these people, he literally went, my wife and kids.
Your family.
But I think he meant all wives and kids, right? He went,
right.
These people will always want what they can't have. He went, and you just got to tell them that he started giving me this whole philosophical, like, you just got to tell them that you don't even want something. And that's when they'll want you to want it.
That's when they'll want it. Yeah.
Right. So I said, I think I know what you're saying. And then in amidst all this pressure, I just went bang, and I bought it. And now it's arriving on Tuesday. Now, they don't know, right? You know. The listeners know.
Yeah.
Come Tuesday, we will find out what's happening. And by Friday's episode, there will be content. It will have cleared
itself out. Yeah,
there will be content, Christmas tree related content.
If indeed it arrives, I've just looked on a site called reviews.io for We Are Christmas, and there's been 191 reviews.
Yeah,
and out of 5 stars, they've got an average of 1.2 stars. So a lot of people are very unhappy with We Are Christmas.
Their average is 1.2
Average
stars
review 1.2. Yeah,
out of 5.
out of 5. But then on
Fucking
Trustpilot
hell.
they've got 4.3. So what
Yeah,
the
I
fuck?
looked at Trustpilot. Some of those are were old reviews. I mean, I paid the $8.99 extra for next day delivery because that's part of my scheme.
Yeah,
That's part of my scheme to like get it assembled while they're out.
I think someone's just set up this other review site just to go in hard on
Combat
We Are
it.
Christmas.
I mean, yeah, because
Yeah.
if it. But the thing is, yeah, I mean, I've got till next Saturday is when we're scheduled to go out and buy the fucking expensive natural tree. So
Yeah.
as long as I
By
get
which
my
time-
plastic one before then,
Yeah.
and the plan as designed by my friend
and
works
mind.
out the way that he says it will, right? Then
Yeah.
everyone's going to be fucking having a good Christmas. I also think, I'm not sure why I think this, but I think it'll be harder for the cat and dog to pull down.
Not sure about that.
Yeah, I might be
It'll be
wishful
the same,
thinking about
probably.
that. That's
It'll be the
definitely what
same.
I'm claiming to them, though. I got it because I read the review that said it was cat and dog repellent.
On Trustpilot, not on that reviews. Oh yeah,
I read the other one
that.
on Trustpilot, and I rang them up, and I said it, and they said it got a special scent that repels dogs and cats
And
from
why
messing with
would
it.
they lie? Why
They
would they
wouldn't lie
lie?
about that. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Well, best of luck. Yeah, we'll see what happens over the next few days. Looking forward to that. Before we go, I want to recommend a documentary that is on iPlayer. It was on BBC Scotland, and it's all about the Loch Ness Monster hunters of the
Oh, yeah.
1970s and 1980s, and it is magnificent. There is various hunters who came from all around the world to try and spot and even capture the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
There was a Japanese contingent that came over
Yeah.
who had got lots of funding to come over and do it. And when they asked the guy who was funding his Loch Ness Monster hunt, Sony,
Wow.
Honda,
Wow.
and I think it might be Mitsubishi, might be the other one.
Why are all the Japanese car manufacturers obsessed with the Loch Ness Monster?
Don't know.
There's
And
got
this
to be
guy
something
came
in
over.
this.
And it's like black and white footage from the 1970s. This guy came over and he's like serious, and he says, I will kill the monster.
Why?
If Her Majesty asks me, Her Majesty?
Do you think she would?
He says, yes, Queen Elizabeth. If she asks me to kill it, I will kill it and take it to her. It's superb. And there's also...
Where can we watch this? Where did you say we can watch
it's on
it?
BBC iPlayer.
BBC iPlayer.
BBC
I'll
iPlayer.
try and watch that with the
And
kids
there's
tonight.
also another guy called Frank Searle, who was the number one monster hunter. Because he's the one that took those iconic photographs of Nessie
Yeah.
in the water with the long neck coming out of the water.
Yeah.
And the kind of the hump just protruding out of the water. You know, we've all seen those photographs. I won't give too much away, but they're not real. They're not real.
That's not too much of a spoiler.
He was an absolute wrong'un. Absolute wrong'un. But it's a great documentary. So
Oh,
yeah, watch
that sounds great. Yeah. Yeah, we should do more monster hunting on this podcast special.
We should.
That might be an elite tier, Top Flight Time Machine Monster Hunters.
Just from our homes though, not actual going out and.
Did you ever see that guy who did a show called River Monsters? I think it was called
I've heard
River
of it.
Monsters. Yeah, he was
Is
a
that the
pretty
extreme
weird
fishing guy?
Yeah. And I wondered what happened to him, but the other day I saw something on Lad Bible saying he claimed the show didn't get cancelled. He just had to stop because he'd caught every single monster there
He
was.
caught all the monsters. Yeah, of course.
There's like nothing
Yeah.
left to do now. Not
It's
start all
like,
over again from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Alexander the Great who cried salt tears because there was no more worlds left to conquer at the age of 33. Eric Bristow was 26. Right,
Yeah,
we'll
he
leave
had
it
the
there
old
'cause
Eric
I've-
Bristow syndrome, poor bastard.
We'll leave it there because I've lost the ability to speak now pretty much. We'll be back, hopefully, throughout the week with more stuff. God, we need to pre-record the Christmas episodes as well.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna have
rest
to
up,
get me voice
rest
back.
easy, because we've got some
Fuck.
heavy Christmas pre-records to do.
Big schedule
we
coming
will be
up, yeah.
watching a huge amount of Christmas Top of the Pops in the coming days.
I might get a Stephen Hawking voice box.
Yeah, or AI it into me.
I'll AI it in, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody, and goodbye.
Goodbye.